All right. Yo, yo. Show you right. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? I got, oh man, I got to get adjusted. What's up? So, y'all, if we're going to have a real bumpy show this morning so far, but I'm going to jump right in. And today we talking about management, money, finances, and all that good stuff. Um, because a lot of people don't understand, man. you you got to know what you're doing with your money. You got to manage your money. I'm telling you, right now in these times today, I'm let me go back. I'm in Winter Haven, Florida. I'm at the Walmart DC getting unloaded. And I got to head to TKM, which is a 2.5 hour drive. We got some sunlight today, so we actually doing pretty good. But anyway, we're gonna talk about a little bit of money management and you know, it's 2025. I mean, the goal for 2025, get to the bag. That's it. Get to the bag, y'all. Just get to the bag and attract the bag. And the more that you keep that on your mind, the more that you'll be focused on wanting to do just that. So, yeah. So where I'm going to start at is I'm just going to start at you're a regular average person, right? So if you're an average person and the average person has a job, um, is either renting where they stay or whatnot. Um, and either you're going to school um, or you're just working, whatever the case may be. We're just going to basically solidify you to um, you got a job and you got bills, right? So we're going to start right there. Now, it goes different for a lot of people, and a lot of people it goes different for. But you can always um, add these little what do I want to call them, tasks? Yeah, I guess I call it tasks. Anyway, so you can add these little attributes or task things, and you can actually have more money than you think that you have, especially if you're one of the ones like me that in the past have been kind of careless with money or been kind of, unthoughtful about your spendings and things like that. Um, I'm pushing 40. I'm a year off 40. I'll be 40 this year. And my thought is at 50, I don't want to be trying to have to, get ready to retire and not have nothing saved back. So right now I would have 10 years to maximize the money that I have, the money that I should have invested, and so forth and so on. Again, it's going to be a rocky road, y'all. So this is a rocky subject, and it's a tough subject, but you got to tough through it, and you got to stay disciplined, and you got to keep your mindset. You got to have a goal and vision. So one of the main things that I would try to do is first is to try to budget, figure out your budget, find out how much you have to spend a month, your rent, your lights, um, and your internet. Those are going to be your main home bills that you're going to have to figure out how much it is. Okay, then you move on to your next set of expenses like your car insurance and your fuel for work each week. Um, that's going to be your next set of expenses. Then you want to figure out, how much you spend on groceries, how much you spend on personal care. Definitely got to make sure you put personal care in there because those are things that you're going to need, soap, deodorant, so forth, so on. Um, things like that. You always got to add in your necessities like your dish detergent, your toilet paper, paper towels, and things like that. Uh, so yeah, figure out your budget. Figure out your budget. Figure out what you're spending a month, and that should give you a start. It should give you a start. Then the next thing you want to do is track. You want to track what you make uh every week. If you get paid every, I mean not every week, every month. If you get paid weekly, bi-weekly, or if you get a salary pay once a month, then or you might get a salary pay of twice a month, then figure out what that is a month. Figure out what you're getting paid a month, and divide that by how many times you get paid a month, right? So once you look at your expenses and you see how much you get paid a month, now you can kind of figure, hey, am I living above my means or am I below my means? If you're living below your means, you're good. But if you're living above your means, you're gonna have to cut somewhat. You're gonna have to cut back. I mean, you might have subscriptions that you got. Um you might have habits that you got. Um it's all sorts of things that can go into play. But you want to make sure that you take a grasp of your finances because the finances are the main things that you're going to want to definitely think about moving forward for the next 10 years. Um, I mean, are you making any investments? Are you able to make any investments? If you don't have your budget and you don't know and you don't have down the average of what you were making, 9 times out of 10, you won't have money to invest in, you won't have money to put back. Um, Now, if you're a spender, that means you spend it if you got it. Uh, then it's going to be hard. You're going to have to break that. If you want to be able to have something, to build off of, it's going to be hard and you're going to have to break it. You're going to have to break the mindset. It's definitely inside the mindset of where a lot of this stuff is. So, yeah, the discipline sets in when you have to take accountability for yourself and what you do with your money. Not about, well, let Suzanne, I had to let Suzanne borrow some money or relative needed this right here or that right there. You gotta make sure that you count that off, especially if you know you're not getting it back, or if you are gonna get it. You know they'll give it back to you. Now, those are just two. Those are just a few things. Those are just a few things, but it's gotta start somewhere. You gotta start somewhere. You gotta budget. You gotta get your mind frame into a place that you can think about. Okay, when I get ready to retire, do I want to be sitting here having to go into retirement, then come out of retirement, have to go back to work? I don't think you want to do that. So if you can get that down pat, that'll be good. Now me, um, I take 15% of my check. Like I say, I make okay for what I do. But I take 15% of my check and I put that into a bank account that I don't even see. I don't even see. I got a Roth IRA with Navy Federal. Um, and I put $25 a week in there. I got a self app to help improve my credit. I pay $25 a week with that one. You know, you just have to make the small steps to get you moving forward, to get the ball to moving. My phone bill is only $25. If you guys want to come down off your phone bill, you guys got a heavy phone bill that you're paying and you're tired of paying a lot, check out Visible Mobile. I'm with Visible Mobile. I've been with them for about 3 years, $25 a month, unlimited everything, 5G network is available. Um, Now, you can go into You can go into you type that in visible, visible.com. You can find more information there. But real good service. I'm a lot of different places and I have good signal wherever I go. Um, Things like that. But you are going to have to cut, if you got subscriptions, if you got Hulu, Netflix, and Paramount, and all this stuff. I mean, if you're not using any of those or most of those, cut them off. I used to have the high school sports um football network for high school football. At the end of football season, cut it out, cut it out. Reason being because if I don't, they're gonna keep taking it. They're gonna keep taking it. It's like what's it? I think it was like $12, $13 or so. They're gonna cut it out. So um yeah, definitely make sure that you figure out what you're spending your money on. Then like I say, figure out how much you could take out. If you don't want to go, through your job and, have them to I think every job should have how you want your money to come, whether you want it to just all come to you, direct deposit, or you can have it split and go into another account. Look into that. Look into other accounts, but make sure that the accounts that you are opening, or putting the money to, if you decide to go that route, are interest-based accounts. Um, there are a couple. You got Marcus.com, you got UFB Direct. Um, there's an investment platform called Moo. Um, and each one of those offer, I think it's around about 4% or something like that. It's good. The highest that I've seen was 6.7, and I think that was with Moo. But I think you only get that for a year. But do you some research. Do you some research. Find you some accounts where you can put money in there and it'll be interest based. So that way, once you leave your money in there every month, you're gonna make interest off your money. So it doesn't just sit in that account and sit still and it doesn't grow. You want your money to actually grow as you add more to it and put more to it. So yeah, that's one thought. That's one concept to do. Also find you something else to get into. Find you something to learn. Like if you never learned about stocks and investing, learn about stocks. I mean, you could take $25, you could take 25, $50 a payment, a check, or whatever you get paid. So you can take 25, $50 and put it to a stock account. I mean, you got Robinhood, you got Cash App, which I know a lot of people are uneasy about Cash App. You got what's that other one? I forgot. It's another one that people use. And you can invest in you a company. Microsoft, Apple, Google, SoFi. I mean, whatever. Just think of it as whatever you spend your money in, why not invest into that and then you'll be getting money back from them? Or if you do invest, if you do find yourself venturing into investing, find you something that's going to pay you a monthly dividend or a 3 month dividend, or I mean quarterly dividend or a 6 month dividend. Find you something that's going to pay you dividends on the account. So just say if you got something that's paying you every month, um, each month you will receive a interest of dividend payout. It might be just a small percentage depending on how much you invest in. Um, that way you'll have money that's growing. You'll have money that's growing. Um, just figure out the different ways to do it. It's not hard. It's just you got to get in there and learn how to do it. If you want to invest in the cryptocurrency, I mean, get into that and figure that out. I mean, Bitcoin is at what it's like over $100,000 right now. And I remember at the time when it was like $7,000. You know, I would have caught it when it was $7,000, even with just let's just say if I would have put $200 on at $7,000, and it's at $100,000 now, I would be pretty. I would be pretty sad. Um, but look into your crypto. Uh, learn about trade options. Learn about your calls and puts. Um, how to go about using the procedure for um, trade options. I mean, that's a good way to make you some money, especially day trading and things like that. To go and invest in a company, make your profit, and then pull out and then reinvest. What profits you made. But it's a whole different thing. Um, uh, I'm just giving you the short version, but it's a whole different world and a whole different avenue that you can go inside of that. Once you get that and figure that out. But yeah, trade options. I mean, there's so many different ways to invest into something. You can do. Um, you can start your business, start your side business. But when you do start your side business, remember that first is going to be a service, depending on what you're doing. Some people might be going into merchanting or whatever the case may be, but it's always going to just be a service at first until you begin to start um, forming it into a business, meaning that you're setting up each avenue, your marketing, your sales, your inventory, your invoices, your financial structure. I don't know if I said that before, or even just if you're going to do an LLC or however you're going to do it. Then is when you start forming a business. Um, and I see it a lot of times. I see it a lot of times where um, people get at services and just stick there and hey, you're making a profit, but it's not actually going to the business. If you're taking the money from what you're doing, you really just you got a hobby, and I hate to say it like that, but you got a hobby and you're just making some side money off of a hobby. Basically, that's what it is. um but when it's a business, you will not see any kind of payback. The only thing that you will see the money that you have worked for go into your business, which means you're gonna have to put it in a business account and watch the business grow. And eventually, if the business grows far enough and it grows wide enough, and people come and it's more frequent, then yeah, definitely you would have your business then. um, and your money will have to cycle then. And for the first year or so, you won't really make any money until after your first year. Then if it's steady, if it's consistent and it's growing, I mean, the most that you'll pay yourself is probably gonna be like maybe $200, and if that, you know, depending on every business is different, but they all follow the same structure, especially the structure to success. Um, so yeah, open up your side business, or however. Also you can I had it right now on top of my head just then. Oh, educate yourself. Educate yourself. It doesn't mean that you have to educate yourself into something specific, but educate yourself as give your brain something to learn. You know, like, okay, I drive all the time, so the only thing that I really have is audiobook. I do my daily devotionals. I do that maybe 2, 3 times a day with my with my amplified Bible. And then I also have the Bible app. So I'm trying to strengthen my spirit, and strengthen um, my faith, so to say like that. Um, but read, take some time and get you an audio book or go on eBay. Go on eBay, find you some self not it well it don't have it needs to be around the self-help area, but something that's going to make your brain learn something, you know. Um because right now we're living in an age where social media consumes a lot of our time. I mean, people spend day after day after day, hours and hours on hours in just scrolling up and down Facebooks, Instagram, all social media, and all that stuff. That's where these books and literature comes in, because that's going to keep you from scrolling so much of nothingness. Put something inside of you that's going to eventually build you up to, you know, learn how or want to, do something. And it helps your finances so much better too, because you're going to learn and you're going to figure more ways to do this and more ways to cut back, more ways to budget, so forth and so on, you know. If you're at home, me, I'm not at home, so it's kind of hard for me to eat healthier, or it's kind of hard for me to even just, um, do is eat as how I want it. But for anyone that's home, if you can cut back on your eating out, whatever you spending on eating out, cut back. I mean, go to the grocery store and, get you if you got $150, $200, spend you $200 on some groceries. Spend you $200 on some groceries that you're gonna be able to eat off of for at least, 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. It might go for the whole month, depending on how you eat, depending on how much time you have. A lot of people, some people work long hours, some people work short hours. But, also you don't have to fill yourself up frequently. Like you don't have to eat every other hour, just because the food is there. You're not really hungry. You're just like you're just a junkie. I mean, it's just what a doctor. I was listening to a doctor. He was saying this, but it's a harsh way of saying it, but it's true. I mean, I've been one. I eat and about 2 hours, 3 hours later, man, I feel like I'm hungry. I feel like I want to eat again. So it's just like that weed when that high goes down, or like I guess like a hard drug or something like that. When that high goes down, you got to go back and get another high just to keep that feeling. So just have to be more. Um, you have to be more. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't even know what the word I'm looking for. You got to be more conscious about your eating. Maybe if you eat one good meal, let that meal digest. Don't eat nothing the next day. Drink some water, a whole bunch of water. And on the day after that, then get you something to eat. Eat you one big meal a day. That should take care of you. You should start seeing a difference, and you still should start feeling better too. That's the main thing. That's what this is all about. That's what I'm all about, is trying to make sure that we improve our quality of life, because the way that the US is going, I mean, we're in a deficit. We're in a downward spiral. Like we got the most chemicals going in everything, and we got things that aren't good for us. I mean, it's almost nearby. Like the air that we breathe is not good for us. So, these little tips and things like that, those should help you to have a better life and a better lifestyle. So turn, um, by the time you do get ready to retire, I'm gonna say it like that, you should be in a good setting. And if you're young, if you're at the age of, let's see, out of high school, 18, 19, 20, and you're still living at home with your parents and you got a little job or something, man, take advantage. I can't say it enough. Take advantage. You know, don't worry about having kids. Leave those kids where they are. Get yourself situated and get yourself in a place where you can have good finances for your future, because just think about it. While you're home, if you can save your money by the time you get ready to move out, and you just say you done over a 5 year period, you done saved up $100,000 just by doing the right thing with your check, putting your money in the right places, doing the right thing with your money, because the money is only a tool. The money is a tool to get you to be able to do some things, but it just depends on what do you want your money to do for you. I always tell my homeboy, I tell him all the time, before I even hang up, if he's going to work, hey man, let the money work for you. Let the money work for you. You know, not don't work too hard and all that stuff, because I can tell you don't work hard, don't work too hard, and to me it just feels like it's putting you into a place where you're at a dead end. Like you're not gonna go any further. It's just you're just gonna go just to that job. But yeah, most definitely. Like I say, I would tell I'm trying to help you to gear yourself. Even if you're already in your 50s. If you're already in your 50s, you got a little bit of money saved up, but I mean, if you think about it, you're in your 50s, the average lifespan is about maybe 83, 88. I mean, you're blessed if you make 93. Some people make it to 95, but by the time you're 95, it's about that time to be kicking the bucket. I mean, if you make it to 103, 105 and stuff like that, well, you have lived a great life. I don't, it can go both ways. You might be living and suffering and all that there and stuff like that. But I mean, to make it at that age, you have lived a great life. Yeah. So kudos to you. I pray that I live that long. I want to be sitting on a porch in an open field, in my rocking chair, looking at the sun come up, and looking at the sun go down. Watching the stars at night, stuff like that. Just open peace. But you have to get yourself set up in these different ways. Find you some different avenues to, make some money, and, not only just make the money, but make sure you putting the money in places where it needs to go. Like, okay, if I'm working on tax liens and tax deeds, so whatever I make, if I buy just say a lot or a house, if I can buy one at about $500 and then flip it for $5,000, guess what? That $5,000 is going to go over here into this account. I'm going to use the money out of that, do the same thing again until I get up to a certain amount. That's how you do things with your money. You don't let it just like, oh, I got you. You don't want to live paycheck to paycheck when you turn 50. By the time you're 50, you wanna go travel and see the world. Like by the time you retire, when you retire, you want to go see the world and not be bombarded with doctor's appointments and things like that. I mean, the inevitable happens at times and a lot of times, but if you can avoid it, why not avoid it? So yeah, that's just a little insight, you guys, and I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. And I know it was going to be about time for them to give me a call or whatnot. So I'm going to kick back for a little while and just wait. I've been watching some Bible movies. So I think I'm going to go back to doing that. And I'm hoping that you guys have a wonderful rest of the day, a blessed, better rest of the day. And hey, y'all leave comments, leave feedback. Show You Right is back, and hey, come get right with us. Let us find come with us and help us find that thing that we want to talk about. So I might talk about money for the next few few things, but whatever we can figure out, whatever we can find, let's help each other. Let's help each other grow each other, build each other. Let's get to the next level on things because I hate to see people left behind. I hate to see people not growing. It's inevitable because you're gonna have people that get complacent to where they are. They're gonna get stuck to where they are. They're not gonna want to go any further. But let's be that breaking point. Let's break some generational curses and things like that. So yeah, yeah, yeah. But anyway, you guys, I'm finna get out of here and I will see you guys on the next episode. Let the money work for you. And on that note, show you right.